Gonna be rerouting a doll. I'm gonna be routing a doll tonight. So I'm gonna be rerouting this Superstar Barbie. Actually, you know what? I didn't even check something. I should have plenty of battery power. Okay. I didn't check that before I went live, but if my battery starts dying, then I'll have to end it. But this is what I've done so far. I had to go in here and add some new holes. She's got a lot of holes to fill. Like, I guess she had like a part where it was ponytailed right here or something. But like, this was a doll that I got at the Goodwill back in like 2013. And I thought she had a haircut. Oh, hi, Miss Barbie Lover, aka Amber Thomas. Yes, I do remember your name. But yeah, I was at the Goodwill and I found this one, and then I saw like her hair was like cut on this. Apparently it was supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be shorter. Like, this whole section was supposed to be shorter, I guess. But I didn't like the way it looked, so yeah. She's getting rerouted because I didn't like how her hair was cut. Allegedly, it was the original haircut, so. But I am rerouting her with nylon hair that I have harvested, or that I am still harvesting, from a JoJo Siwa Cabbage Patch. So yeah, this is a Cabbage Patch JoJo Siwa doll that I didn't really want. Oh no, you're not late. I just literally got on, so yeah. But so far I have rerouted 2 dolls using the hair. When I'm done with this one, I'm just gonna scrape all the hair out of her scalp and maybe just redonate her. So, oh, who was that? Barbie the Tick. Oh, okay. Hello. So yeah, harvesting this doll's hair because she has really good quality hair. That's how much I paid for her at the thrift store. Sometimes they write on their dolls, but it's literally just, yeah, it's stuff that smudges right off. So if you get a doll at the thrift store that's got like this sort of, I don't even know what it is. It's like oil pastel or something. That's the only thing I could think of is that's like what it is. But yeah, that's what they write, but you can get this stuff off. Now, if it's Sharpie, I've seen some thrift stores write on their dolls with Sharpie. No, 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 no. If anybody sees this video that works at a thrift store, do not write on anything with permanent marker. Do not write on any of the dolls or anything with a Sharpie. That will stain it. And it's not permanent because you can bleach it out using acne medication cream. But, you know, you'd just rather not have to go through all that. So, but yeah, that's all the hair that I've harvested so far. And so far, this is one of the dolls right here that I have. Whoops. Rotate. There we go. My phone is literally so heavy that this tripod can't hold it up, so. Anyway, I have rerouted this Palm Beach Barbie. I've rerouted 2 of them using that nylon hair. And I have my trusty Barbie brush. This is my favorite brush ever, like my favorite brush mold. So yeah. And high quality nylon hair. I'm not sure if it's kiwi nylon or just premium nylon or whatever they call it, but it's really nice. Super, super amazing. And it's so much better than the saran hair that she had. That was literally, if you saw that video, because I did a video of taking her hair out, this one right here. And you could see that from the video, you could see there's lots of broken hairs up at the top. So, hi Norma Jean. Good to have you here. But yeah, her original hair had, well, let's give an example. So this is the hair that I took off of. So yeah, this is the hair I took off of this doll. It's saran. And this is pretty much, if not darker than this. So her hair used to be, I swear, when I was a kid, because I had a Palm Beach Barbie. And I swear her hair was this really bright, vibrant, vanilla sort of colored hair. But saran hair over time will oxidize, and it will go yellow, like a dingy yellow over time. So yeah, her hair had started, it was more like, yeah, this is a oh god, her name just escaped me. Jewel Secrets, there we go, Jewel Secrets Barbie. I'm suspecting maybe her hair at one point was this color. It was probably much more vibrant, but yeah. When I took her original hair out, it was very close to that color. And it was more vibrant originally when I was a kid, so I wanted her to have better hair quality. The hair in the front was literally like breaking off and stuff, and there was tons of split ends on her. It just made her look, like replacing her hair made her look that much more new again. Like she looks like I time traveled and got a brand new one back in 2001. So, and it's really shiny. So yeah, this is one of my favorite hair fibers to work with is nylon. I guess on like restoredoll.com they'll call it like premium nylon. Some collectors will call it high quality nylon, like what My Little Ponies originally came with in the 80s. Some Disney Store Ariel dolls have it. And then Rainbow High dolls. The Rainbow High dolls have this type of hair. I think the fibers on this is a little thicker, but it's basically the same type of hair. So yeah, it's that really good nylon. So we are going to be rerouting. I have pre-knotted. This is my method. So I have knotted all my plugs in the middle. I learned this from 1,000 Splendid Dolls. So that's how she, I used to do the lock loop technique, but I'm going to get this head out of the way so I can have room. So yeah, get my needle, move this over this way so you can see. Yeah, my Ariel doll fell on the floor, but it's fine. I will retrieve her later on when I can. Yeah, this tripod is really weak. So let me see if I can set this up. Or maybe it's not weak, it's just my phone is very heavy. Like, it is a very heavy phone. For some reason. Okay. So we're just gonna start rooting. One thing I wanna do. So I'm gonna put her right there. But yeah, I just love this doll's face. Superstar Barbie, 1988. It was definitely before I was even thought of, so I wasn't even born in the 80s. But I love a lot of the dolls that came from there. So, love the huge stars in her eyes. Like, I think she was the only Barbie that ever had like an actual like star design, and she has like 3 different eye colors, if you can see. So she has like pink down there, like a icy blue in that corner, and then the rest of her eye color is like a midnight blue or something like that. So yeah, she got like 3 eye colors, frosty makeup. You can see how shiny it is. And her lips are shiny too, so that's what I love about older Barbies is for the different Barbies that you would get, there would be a different facial screening for each one of them. So it made you feel like even though that a lot of dolls had superstar face and the same body, they would paint the face different, they would style the hair different, give different hair colors, different hair lengths. And so therefore it made you feel like you were getting a completely new doll each time, even though the blonde ones were Barbie. It made you feel like you were getting a new doll each time. So yeah, I'm just gonna take my spray bottle and wet these down. Now one thing I hate about nylon, and it's the same with Kanekalon, is it dries out so fast and I have to keep wetting it. So the Kanekalon braiding hair that I use to reroute some dolls does dry out fairly quickly. I mean, it's good after you're done. Oh, I'm missing so many comments. See, the weird thing about YouTube is whenever you scroll up to look at people's comments, it doesn't notify you of, like, and if you leave it on one spot with people's comments, it doesn't notify you, so. Let's see. It's because I like to acknowledge y'all when y'all. Oh, thank you, Norma Jean. Hi, Riley. I haven't gotten the newer Little Mermaid dolls yet, but I'm hoping to be able to, I'm hoping to eventually get one. Yeah, I think this nylon that I'm using can withstand, it can withstand a lot of heat. Well, nylon hair like this in general can withstand a lot of heat, so you can like use a curling iron on it as long as you use water. So you spray it with water and then you curl it. And pretty much any doll hair fiber except for that memory saran stuff, which is literally one of my least favorite hair fibers. It's what Endless Curls Barbie comes with. Forever Hair Ariel, that's what she had. I do not like that hair fiber at all. Like, it's cool because you can like use a crimper on it, like a fake crimper, and it'll leave crimps in it and you can curl it really fast, but over time it just gets frizzy at the ends and it gets sticky and it's just nasty hair fiber all around. So I do not like I think that's what they call it, is memory saran hair. And Endless Curls Barbie has it, Crimp and Curl Barbie has it, they're newer Barbies. Forever Hair Ariel has it. The Cut and Style Barbie from 2002 came with a hair extension refill that was made of that hair, so you could like do bangs and stuff and style them down. So, but do not like that type of hair at all because I've not had pleasant experiences with it. It's hard to boil wash it. So, yeah, I've got the Sunny Day styling head that I'm using for harvesting hair off of. I think that one has like this fiber. You'll know if it's memory saran because when you take a strand of the hair, it will like stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch into oblivion, and then it'll break finally. And as soon as it hits like boiling water, it will like frizz and wrinkle up and stuff, kind of like how Kanekalon hair will do. So, but yeah, Forever Hair Ariel, Crimp and Curl, and Endless Curls Barbie, they all had that, and I was mesmerized by it at first because you could actually curl the doll's hair and stuff, but then as I started brushing it, that's whenever the hair started becoming a mess at the end, and it was just nasty and gross. I mean, my endless curls Barbie, I literally just, yeah, not fun, not fun. So I mean, I get what they were doing. They were going for like, because in the 70s or whatever, they had quick curl Barbie, but she had little wire pieces in her hair. So when you curled her hair, when you actually would curl it, the wires would stay in that position, and then of course the hairs were, it was mixed in with the actual doll hair, and so that would stay curled as well. But like the new technology is they invented that memory saran, and that would be nice if it just wouldn't frizz and go bad over time. I'll have to do a video on that at some point, because I do still have, I don't have Forever Hair Ariel's hair anymore. I've rerouted her. My Endless Curls Barbie that I found secondhand, she has no hair because I got frustrated with it and removed all of it. So my only doll currently that has it is Crimp and Curl Barbie from like 2017-ish, somewhere in there. They've had other dolls that came out that had that hair fiber. There was one in like, it was like a yellow, it was one that came out after Crimp and Curl. She had like a yellow, orange, pink, and maybe there was purple dress. And it was like layered, a layered dress. And there was a classic Millie, and then I'm sure they had an African American variant. Which it's sad because the Crimp and Curl, I was gonna get the African American version of that doll because I thought she was way prettier. Because she has like super bright makeup. But now that I know that she has that type of hair that doesn't hold up, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to control it. 1,000 Splendid Dolls, like her channel, like Shelly. Shelly, she actually has Forever Hair Ariel, and she claims to have boil washed that doll's hair, so I don't know how she did that, like how she managed that. She is some kind of she's some kind of wizard, I'm telling you. So, if she can take that hair and boil wash it and make it look nice, she's a wizard, okay? So, that's all I can say. Yeah, see, you would be able to curl the hair, but it would slowly undo itself. Like, you would curl it and it would look really nice and tight at first, and then it would slowly start to straighten out. I mean, they tell you to use water, like spray water on it. They came with a spray bottle to spray on the hair. But I mean, not everybody's gonna remember to spray it with water, and even then it can probably still sometimes go straight eventually. So you can't like curl your whole doll's head and have a whole bunch of curly hair, because by the time you get to the other side of the head and curl all that hair, the side that you've already done is going to be straightened out already, and you're going to have to redo it. So like, I'm not about to do all that. So, but so yeah. So this is basically how I reroute. I'm not sure if Shelly from 1,000 Splendid Dolls does it the same way, because I saw her just take the eye of the needle and like try to shove it in. That's not what I do. Let me see if I can focus this. There we go. So what I do is I just go in with the point first to kind of, because the holes aren't used to having an object shoved through them. So it's kind of rough at first, but once you do that first and then you turn it around, it pops right in. So then I pop the eye of the needle through like that. I might have to turn her head around, so because it tends to like to focus on faces, so I'll have to turn her head around to get it to focus again. Because I'm like tapping the screen to get it to focus, and it's not having it. It's being ornery. So I take my plug, and see, because of this method, you get 2 plugs instead of 1. So there's also a YouTuber, well, they're not really a YouTuber anymore. They haven't made videos in forever. I think the last one they uploaded was in 2009, but it's called My Little Customs, and that's where I learned to reroute. That's how I learned about rerouting, because I didn't know that you could reroute dolls. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. So yeah, I have threaded that plug through, and then you just pull it out. You pull it tight, and there's that plug done. So usually it takes me about, I'm gonna be honest, I slack a whole lot. I mean, I'm sure with using a rerouting tool, it would be less tedious, because you're literally just wrapping the hair around the needle with when it's attached to the X-Acto knife, and you're just like plugging it in the doll's head over and over again. So I'm sure that takes less time, but of course then the plugs are free floating inside the head, so then you have to glue it. And I don't really want glue in my dolls' heads. I started doing the knot technique after I noticed that Mattel was melting the hair plugs on the inside of the head, and it created a bunch of little knots. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show it. But that kind of encouraged me to do it that way. So when you reroute with this method, with the knot method, knot in the middle method, it looks a lot like when you pop off a newer Barbie head and you see all those knots on the inside where they've melted it. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like inside the head of a newer doll. It's just I've made these knots myself. So yeah, that's that. You can knot each plug at the end, but that takes like an eternity because you only get 1 plug each time. And then, of course, with my method that I learned from Shelly from 1,000 Splendid Dolls, you get 2 plugs instead of 1. But yeah, it takes me about, if I count up how many hours it takes. Now, how many days it takes, sometimes it takes me a week, months or so, because I slack off and I've still got dolls that are like half rooted that I got bored with and moved on to the next project. But if I count up the hours of how much time it takes, like maybe 8 hours, maybe 9, 10, I don't know. Some people can get it done faster because they go faster. But I'm not that talented, honestly. Yeah, her and Colleen are they're amazing. That's all I can say about them, is they are just, wow, they are troopers. And I'm sad that they had to turn their comments off, because like people being mean and saying things about her and her sister, because like they don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So, and I think Shelly has said before that she has like mental health issues the same as me, so like sometimes comments and stuff can get to you, and I totally understand that. So I understand why she did it. It's just a shame that she had to do it because people couldn't behave themselves. So, you know, just be nice. Just be nice to the creators that you subscribe to and stuff like that. Just be nice. That's all I can say. But yeah. Especially when you have someone as genuine and endlessly talented as Shelly and Colleen. I mean, you want to protect them. You want to be nice to them. Yeah, literally, they need to think before they open their mouth. I mean, you know, they say sticks and stones, but words actually do hurt. Words actually can hurt, and they do hurt. And you can't really take back what you've said. Once you said it, it's done. And then you've hurt someone's feelings. So you just have to be more cautious and more self-aware of what you put out there. Because you don't know what someone's going through. So how you do that, pop it through, and there you go. And then you literally go and see what I'm doing is I'm going through. Let me see if I can focus it. There you go. You see that face camera? There you go. Now you want to focus. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm going up and down. But usually I will just go root one whole line and then another whole line. So. See, the only problem about this technique is, like, if you were to do the if you were to knot each plug at the end. So this hair was originally this long. So it's pretty long, like Rapunzel hair. But since I've knotted it in the middle, now you're going to get hair that's this length. So it does get shorter, but you get 2 plugs instead of 1. And it's very, it gets things done really fast, but you do lose some length on the hair. Now, if you're online and you're buying doll hair and stuff like that, because I'm harvesting it from dolls, so the length is already pre-done. But if you're buying it online, it usually comes in one huge loop, and then you cut it to the desired length. So this would be good if you want your doll to have super long hair down to the floor. Yeah, because that should be enough hair when you buy it online. That should be enough. Or if you do reroute with braiding hair like I do, the hair is like so long that you can reroute like 6 or 7 dolls with ankle length hair or even longer by using this method right here. Also, the lock loop technique requires you to fold it in half. The rerouting tool method requires you to fold it in half. So, like, the only one that gives you the longest length, I would say, is that doesn't require you to fold in half, is the knot at the end method. Which, I mean, you could do that. You could actually do the same thing. What I have done is I have knotted it at the end, but I will make a really thick hair plug. So I'll make a really thick hair plug, knot it at the end. Usually I have to add a dab of super glue. So that's kind of time consuming, but I add a dab of super glue so the knot doesn't come loose. But then after I'm done knotting it at the end, because I've made a thick hair plug, I will split it in half, and then I can do the same thing. So I can have 2 plugs instead of 1. So you do have to make the plugs a little thicker, and you have to glue them, but you can get length that way. And then you can do the whole, like, 2 plugs at a time instead of only having 1. So I'll have to do a review or like a tutorial on how to do that method. So, but yeah, I started out doing the lock loop method. I have since abandoned that method because whenever you reroute a doll with that, using that method, you can still pull out strands of hair because it's just loops that are locked together, but they're not secured by a knot or, I mean, if you put glue in the head, then it will keep the hair all together so it won't pop out, or so that the hairs won't, like, you don't get shedding and stuff. I actually did that with one of the dolls that I rerouted with the lock loop technique, and I pulled on a strand of hair, like individual strand, and it didn't come out. So, but because there are loops in there, and there's nothing, there's no like glue on the loop or anything. They're just loops that are just chained together. You can still grab a strand. While you won't be losing plugs of hair, you will be losing, you can actually tug on a plug of hair, or like a strand of hair, like an individual strand, and just pull it out. So if you're like brushing your doll's hair a little bit rough, then you'll get shedding, stuff like that. So I just don't use the lock loop method anymore. I mean, the main reason I was using that method was because when you look on the inside of the head, it looked like how the factory did it. So, but nobody's really going to be, unless you're popping the head off and on all the time just to look at the plugs on the inside. Yeah, it's not really worth it. I mean, you can do that method if it works for you, but I just choose not to because I don't like it when you can actually pull a strand of hair out. With the knot method, I always knot it like twice in the middle so that you can have more security, so that like literally if I grab onto a strand of hair, if I can get one, the hair is wet, so it's kind of damp. But yeah, if I take one of these hair plugs, yeah, see, I'm tugging on it and it's not going anywhere. Same on the doll head. If I take a strand of hair that I've already rooted and I pull on it, it's not coming out because it's already knotted in place. And the knots are going to seal in place even better whenever you boil wash the hair, because the hot water is going to set the knots in that shape. So yeah. I kind of want some of the Barbie movie dolls. I'm not a big fan of the face mold. But you know, if they, I guess the one that we all saw in the promo pictures, it could have just been the close-up, like, maybe the camera was too close to the doll and it made the face look really awkward. But other than the face mold and all that, I don't like the fact that she doesn't have any eyeshadow on, because it's just kind of boring. Like, they did give her some, like, glamorized, like, lashes and mascara and stuff, but this is what I would like to see on the Barbie movie doll, is some frosty eyeshadow that goes all the way up, some super over-exaggerated blush. You know, it's Barbie. She's gotta have her face made up. Like, if you want her to look like a superstar, this is how her makeup has to be. It has to bring the glam, the bling. It has to be frosty. Her face has to be beat for the gods, you know. So okay. But yeah, she gotta have makeup because that's just an extra little detail. And especially if you're gonna be spending a lot of money on a doll, you want them to have as much detail as possible. And a lot of these newer Barbies, they don't have any eyeshadow, which makes them look kind of boring and bland. So yeah, I don't think they gave the Margot Robbie doll any... Well, I haven't seen the one in the gold. I haven't seen her face close up. I'm hoping that maybe they'll put a shimmer lipstick on her, or like gold eyeshadow. Something shimmery to match the outfit. So... like Sun Sensation, well, since I'm talking about the one in the gold outfit. So this is a Sun Sensation Barbie that I have redressed, because I do have the little bottoms. I used to have the bikini top, but I don't know where the heck that went. But so this is kind of the look that the Margot Robbie doll in the gold outfit's going for, like that superstar, like glam, red carpet almost. And this doll has gold eyeshadow to match, and big gold earrings, jewelry, sparkles in her hair. I mean, especially a collector doll. A collector doll needs to have a face like this that has maximum detail. But so far, I haven't seen any eyeshadow detail or exciting makeup looks on the movie dolls. So that's my main gripe about those. Face mold aside, if they give her some really good makeup and stuff, the doll's gonna be gorge. Like, so yeah, I want them to do the Barbie movie dolls more like this, to where she's got her glam on, where she's got the shimmer and sparkle and that Barbie core aesthetic. Like this doll, even though she's not all pink, she's got that Barbie core aesthetic, and that's what I stand for. So, but yeah, Sun Sensation Barbie is one of my top faves. Her facial screening too, like all the detail in her eyes. Like, look at this. If I can focus it, I'm gonna drop her. But yeah, you see, well, I'm just gonna get my sewing needle in here. I'm gonna point out, so she has these two little lines here, little gold yellowish lines, and then she has this big white dot and the small one. So that's a lot of detail. She has this crescent moon shape in here that's lavender, and then the rest of her eye is dark blue. And then she has like two-toned eyeshadow. Her lips are all glossy. I mean, and she's got lots of lashes. So yeah, they got creative with the facial screenings back in the 90s. So, and just all those elements together, all those little details make her eyes just pop. Like, it makes them look so mystical and fantasy-like. So that's what I want with Barbie. I want her to, and even this one that I'm rerouting, I mean, the stars in her eyes, like, where is that, Mattel? Let's get this back. Let's get the stars in the eyes. And because with me, the face is the first thing I look at on a Barbie doll. Any doll, actually, I look at the face. So, and if the face is lacking detail, I don't really want anything to do with it. That's why I don't like the LOL OMG dolls, is because they have those huge eyes, but they've only put minimal detail into them. Like, they have, I refer to the eyes on those as a canvas, and they haven't put much detail into them all. It's just the white part, an iris, a pupil, and a white dot, and that's all they do. They've put stars and stuff in some of the OMG dolls' eyes, but most of the time it's super minimal detail in the eyes, and I'm like, with eyes that are that big, there's so much room to put a lot of detail into them, and you're not doing it. So yeah, I just look at the OMG dolls and I see laziness, like with their eye screenings. Like, the makeup on them is phenomenal. Like, they've got glitter, glam, and all that, but the eyes themselves are lacking detail. And usually I find myself looking more at the ones that do have like little stars. Even the Novi Star dolls, when they were out, they had like little planets in their eyes and little suns and like little moons or whatever, and their eyes were sparkly. So I mean, that's just me though. That's just me. I like, when I look at the doll's face, I like to see a lot of detail in there. But that's just me. I mean, yeah, see, and like with Stacy here, this is one of my new Stacy dolls. But like, Stacy used to wear eyeshadow. And I know, like, a girl her age doesn't really need to worry about wearing eyeshadow and stuff, but this is a doll. Like, dolls to me are supposed to be art. They're supposed to be eye candy. And makeup on dolls, regardless of what doll it is, draws your eye in and makes you more interest. It makes it more interesting to look at, and especially with a doll that has like even her facial screening is very cartoony. Like she has cartoony features. I like how they've done the facial screening. That's one of the art styles that I like about Barbie is that it's kind of sculpted. The face mold is sculpted realistically, like the nose is detailed, like the mouth, all that. Even her ears are detailed. So it's a very kind of humanoid like face mold, but with cartoony face paint. So that's kind of interesting, but I don't see why she couldn't have like some, like if her lips were that color right there. Like they could have made her lips that color. They could have given her some, a little bit of shimmer on her eyes or something, just a little, nothing major. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about is add a little bit, like the makeup on dolls is, that's just more detail. But yeah, rant over. That's just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, with the Barbie movie dolls, I want to see more glam on her. That's one reason I collect Rainbow High dolls is because they have highly detailed faces and they're affordable. Like they're not like the dolls themselves look like they would be like $50 to $60 because of how much detail went into them. And they use so many different hair colors on them, like on one doll. The detail is crazy on those dolls, and they're affordable. And when Mattel and other companies are like putting out dolls that are lacking detail, and they're more expensive than that, I don't know, I just can't justify paying a lot of money for a doll that doesn't have a lot of detail. But that's just me as an artist. I want the glitz, I want the glamour, I want the detail. I want the dolls to look like a 3D piece of art. Something that you want to look at. And that's one reason I don't have paintings is because, I don't collect paintings and stuff because you can't physically like do anything with it. You can just only look at it. But with a doll, you can change their outfits, you can play with their hair, and there's lots of artistic details put into a lot of dolls that you would see in like something like a painting, but it's not just mounted on a wall only for looks. Unless it's a porcelain doll. That's why I don't collect porcelain dolls. Because, well, not only are they fragile, but they're really only for looking at. So. But yeah. I mean, I love porcelain dolls, don't get me wrong. But, they're just a little bit too fragile. I'm gonna get a different sewing needle. I've got the same one. This one has, sometimes I will select the wrong one, but like, I've had to stab my super glue so many times. Like, I'll get a tube of super, because I do doll repairs and stuff, and like the glue gets hardened up in there, and like I'll have to stab it to get the glue to come out. And so this one's kind of got little remnants of glue on it, and it's kind of making it difficult, so I'm not going to be using that one. So I'm going to use this one because it goes easier. There we go. Because I have not used this one to pry the glue out of my super glue tube. Okay. But yeah, I keep getting distracted on things. Like, I could literally talk someone's ear off, so. And I should be sitting here rerouting for you guys, because that's what y'all turned the video on for us to watch me put hair in this doll's head. But I do go off on stuff occasionally. But yeah, now y'all know how this is done. But yeah, if I see any of the Barbie movie dolls, I might wind up getting... I do like the one in the gold outfit. Like, her hair is like super curly. It looks really thick. I like the Ken doll like more than anything because I like the face mold. He just looks like super high quality. And a Ken with rooted hair, like we rarely see a playline type of Ken doll with rooted hair anymore. Most of the Kens, especially the Ken dolls and a lot of the Millies, look exactly the same. Like it's with Millie, it's usually the same exact facial screening with no eyeshadow, like a soft pink lip, and that's it, and a straight sleek hairstyle and flat feet. And I'm like, no. Those dolls are just a dime a dozen. They all look the same. And they're not... Like, people are still talking about Totally Hair Barbie and stuff. Like, people are still talking about her and Jewel Girl Barbie and Mermaid Fantasy Barbie. Because those dolls all look different. They all looked unique from one another. So that's what I want Barbie to go back to is... That's why I like a lot of the African American dolls better now, is because every time they come out with a new one, they use a different face mold. They use a different screening. They give her different hair color and stuff like that. And it's usually the black counterpart to the blonde one. But they're always changing that one's look. And I'm just like, why can't they do that with Millie? Like, why can't they change it up on her a little bit more? I have nothing against Millie, though. I have nothing against the Millie face mold or anything. It's just they need to make her look more exciting. They need to, because I feel like the Millie sculpt has such potential and they're not doing it. Okay, where did my brush go? It's amazing to me how many things I can lose while sitting in one spot. Let me see. Well, I got a comb. That'll work. I'm probably sitting on my doll brush, and I don't know how it got there. I will literally be sitting in one spot and I will lose something. And only when I get up do I actually find it. Yeah, I don't know. It like disappeared. Oh wait, here it is. Okay, I had my Palm Beach Barbie sitting over there and it was like hidden behind her, so I found and I actually do use these, so like, these are really good brushes. Now my favorite doll brush ever, you're gonna be shocked, is from the Dollar Tree. So they have these styling heads at Dollar Tree, which I like those. They don't have a whole lot of hair, but I like their faces. They have a very Y2K Barbie doll type face. So I do like those. But here's the brush they come with, and I don't know what plastic this is made of. I don't know what kind of plastic, but watch. Okay. Hopefully it'll do it. This doll, I haven't washed her or anything in forever. She's when I got out of storage. Going off topic again, but I think it's worth it. So you see how like nasty her hair is and all that. You see how tangly it is. Well, let's see if we can do this. But it's worked on so many of my other dolls. And just instantly it's starting to... I can't believe it. It's not snagging or anything. And I haven't brushed this doll's hair in years. Like, actually, her body I've been using for other dolls because she's had this little problem on her nose. I thought her face was kind of boring for some reason, so... But yeah, it was mainly her nose issue, which I should do a tutorial. I've figured out how to, like, fix that. So I should do, like, a tutorial. But yeah, I mean, it is detangling all her hair super fast. And it's absolutely insane. It's just gliding right through. And this is Connect One hair, by the way. So let me see if I can turn it this way, because I want to put her hair down on a surface. Actually, you know what? Whilst I'm doing this, I am going to take this opportunity to plug in my phone. Excuse the mess in the background if you can see that. Okay. Yeah, I'm literally at 12%. So yeah, there's going to be this awkward cord. This shows you how professional I am. Of course, that was sarcasm, so I'm going to put her on my knee. And literally, it's just gliding right through. It's like barely snagging too. And if I were using any other kind of brush, like sometimes I can get these Barbie brushes to work like this, but this isn't entirely, like you can see how shiny, I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it, but it's very shiny. And it's just untangling all of her hair. And I'm so shocked. Like, this is the only plastic doll brush that I've found that can do something like this and not rip out tons of hair. And I don't care about like detangling her hair right now because I've already taken before pictures of her. So, because that's usually what I do. I will take before pictures, clean the doll up, and take after pictures, but I've already done that, so it's fine. And literally, there's only like a few little strands in the brush, but yeah. Her hair is pretty much all detangled from a Dollar Tree brush. That's insane. So yeah, that is my favorite brush to use. I also use dog brushes. Okay, let me see if I can get situated. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like shorter hair either on Barbies. Yeah, like this one. I mean, I'm okay if it's shorter hair and it's got like curls. Like if it's some kind of curl, like to make the hair volumized and stuff like that, like some of the older Barbies had. But if you're just doing straight, sleek, choppy hairstyles, like, yeah, no. But yeah, most of the Barbies nowadays, their hair is about this long. So yeah, it goes to right about there. But they don't do anything with it. They don't put curl in it. They don't do nothing. They just leave it straight. And then you can see all the choppy layers, and you can't braid it. You can't do anything with it. It's just boring. So, if they're gonna do shorter hair, they need to put some sort of texture in it. They need to make it, they need to give it some styling. So yeah. With me, I'm kind of 50-50 on the, well, to me it doesn't look like pixely faced. When you look at the, when you look at the doll's eyes, it looks like static to me. It looks staticky or something. It looks like a TV or something whenever it's like a picture is barely coming in. And it looks like very staticky. So that's, some dolls have that worse than other ones. So like Barbie Extra number 3 for example, she seems to have a really good, like a well done face. You can still see like the staticness of it, but it's not as bad, I guess. But like there's some like budget Barbies that have it. And their eyes will look kind of faded, and then you'll have the pixely, staticky paint job on top of that, and it's just no bueno. So yeah. But I understand why. I guess I would rather have pixel paint than what they were doing in like 2009 to 2010 and something like that, where they were using a face paint, like specifically the Indonesia dolls from, and this is when they were still doing glue in the head and stuff like that. The glue would just make this worse because the sticky stuff would get on the doll's face, and I guess it would affect the face paint somehow. But their face paint they were using back then was so weak that you would just wet the doll's face. You would wet the doll's face and go to wash it, and the face paint would just come right off. So yeah, I understand why they're doing pixel paint, because it's like, someone said it's like laser printing or something like that, but like I've seen people try to take that paint off, and they're having to like scrub with acetone to get it off. So I don't like the way it looks, but at the same time I like that her face isn't just gonna wipe right off. So like with water. Oh no, you're fine. You didn't upset no one. Not at all. And with me, it takes a lot to upset me, like, so, no worries. No worries whatsoever. But yeah, I hated, like, and it's a shame, too, because the 2009, even some dolls in, like, oh, my tripod is messing up again. Even some of the dolls in, like, 2008 and stuff, their face paint would flake off and stuff. It was very weak face paint. So I don't like the way I don't always like the way the pixelation staticiness looks, but I'm at least glad that the face paint is going to stay and it's not going to come off with just water. It's not going to wipe off like magic. And then you'll have a doll with a blank face with absolutely no face paint. And sometimes like half the face paint will come off. Like you'll have a doll where the teeth paint will just come off and some parts of the eyeshadow will just rub off. That was a lot of like late 2000s to early 2010s Barbies. So I'm just gonna plug this into here. I honestly wasn't expecting to get so much activity on this video, because usually when I go live, people are really silent. So, and I don't know if that's just me talking too much, or like maybe my babbling chases people away. Then again, some people have said they just turn on my videos to listen to my voice, and I'm like, you really like to sit there and listen to my voice? Like sometimes I can't stand my voice, so The fact that some people can find it relaxing, I have respect for that. Like, you can find something, my voice, that's annoying. You can find that relaxing. Like, more power to you. Like, you've got more going for you than I do. Because a lot of the times I can't stand my voice. But then again, I guess that's a lot of us. We don't like to hear our own selves, but we don't mind hearing other people. Yeah. Especially the first Beach Merlia doll from 2009 that kind of had the basic makeup and all that. She had very delicate face paint, and it would just wipe right off. So, and it was the Indonesia one. I do have a China-made one. Her face paint was fine, stayed on, but the Indonesia ones, they were using, I think they weren't, I think whenever they apply the face paint, they're not using enough heat to like seal the paint to the doll's face. So they would just, it was like, you know, in the 90s, I don't know if they still do them, but you know, like the tattoos that you would print on. Like you would have to put water on your skin, you would put the tattoo on, like it was on a piece of paper, you would put it on, and then you'd wait for a few seconds and peel it off, and you'd have a tattoo. But it would eventually like peel off over time. I feel like that might have been what they were using for the doll's face paint. Something similar to that. Because that's literally what their face paint would do. It would literally just peel right off with water. I remember I got the Barbie She Said Yes set from 2009, I believe, or 2010, somewhere in there. But it was the 2-pack with Barbie and Ken in it, and it was basically a set of her, you know, taking Ken back and all that. From when she broke up with him in 2003 when the Cali Girl line came out. Or maybe it was 2004. Somewhere in there. But it was the She Said Yes gift set. And I remember going to, because Ken had gel in his hair, so I wanted to wash it out. As soon as his face went under the water and I did this, like literally, his face paint just wiped right off. And I was, I mean, I wasn't too mad because I got it on sale, like the set on sale for $5. But still, the fact is I liked their face paint, I liked how they looked and everything, and the fact that their face paint just came right off was, even Barbie, the only thing that was left of her face paint was her lips. So yeah, the same thing happened to Barbie, but Ken, all his face paint came off. And it was a shame because he had a unique screening where he had like a little kiss mark, a red kiss mark or whatever on his cheek from lipstick from Barbie. So do I miss the, oh, you mean those big old fat Barbie feet like what the Wave 2 Cali Girl Barbies had? There was Beach Fun. I hated those feet when they first started out. But I kind of prefer them more than what we have now with Barbie with her really teeny tiny flat feet. Like if she's gonna have flat feet, like for the beach and stuff, part of me would rather have the really big ones. Not as big as how they started out. They were like caveman feet at first. I'm just calling it like it is. But they had like caveman feet. I'm guessing the reason they did that was so they could paint the nails, do the toenail polish, so they'd have a big enough area to do toenail polish on them. But it looked so bad. So, yeah. But I don't really mind them much anymore. I actually have a collection of a lot of those beach dolls from that era, and I could have seen myself like body swapping them before, but I just leave them as is now. Yeah, like the beach glam, if you look at the beach glam dolls, they have the same foot mold, but they shrank it. So I'll have to do like a video of that. Y'all are giving me all kinds of ideas for videos. Like I've been that's why I haven't been making videos. It's because I'm like, oh, what do I make videos on? But now y'all are kind of giving me ideas on what to do, so. Y'all are amazing. But yeah. I think the Beach Glam line, I think they had the smallest version of that foot mold, and then they kind of made them a little bit bigger when the Surf's Up Beach line came out, and then there was the Beach Party line, and then you had the Mermaid Tail dolls. And then there was the 2013 Beach line, where you had the Teresa with red strands in her hair, and she had like the visor. The Summer doll, she had a headband that had a starfish on it and stuff. Those ones, I think, were the last ones to have those big feet. And then the, like, 2014 line. The 2013/2015 line where Barbie was in the, she had a bikini that was pink and it had hearts on it and stuff. And then, Teresa had a sunflower type of theme. And then you had Summer, which had like board shorts or something. But yeah, then those ones had the regular size heeled Barbie feet. And so they completely done away with the big flat feet by that point. I just don't like the new feet on the beach line dolls. I don't like that they're tiny and flat. Like, I don't really like the foot mold. I don't know. There's something about it I don't like. Like, I guess Stacy's feet are fine. But I like Skipper. Like Skipper from the 2000s, like the early 2000s, like Teen Skipper. I preferred her feet because they had a slight little arch to them, but they were still technically flat feet. So, I liked those ones better. A lot of the 90s Ariel dolls had the same body mold, so they came with those feet. So yeah, I was okay with those, but the newer teeny tiny Barbie feet that the beach dolls have, and the same flat feet that they give so many newer Barbies, just, I don't like them. I would prefer the beach Barbies to have like some people said that bigger feet, that Mattel made those so that they could walk in the sand and stuff. I don't know if that's accurate, but I actually have made those dolls walk in the sand. It is kind of fun. It is kind of fun to do that. To like see them make footprints and stuff like that. So, but I would rather have those, not the super huge ones that Cali Girl and Beach Fun had, but like maybe make them the same size as the Beach Glam dolls. So I would like those. If they were going to go with flat feet, I would just do those instead of the teeny tiny ones. But I would just like the beach dolls to have heeled feet, like the water play line from 2014 to 2015, where Barbie had the polka dot swimsuit, and then you had Raquel and all that. Those first water play dolls, they had the heeled feet. I would like that better because then they could actually wear shoes and heels and stuff like that, so. I think definitely a lot of Teresa dolls were, a lot of them were lighter. In the 2000s, like you have Hollywood Nails. There was Hollywood Nails, Teresa. Oh, hi, Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa. How are you doing? Good to see you in here. But yeah, I'm totally doing this off camera anyway, so sorry about that. But yeah, like Hollywood Nails Teresa, there was Jewel Girl Teresa. A lot of them, you had Chair Flare Teresa. She had lighter skin. A lot of the 90s ones, though, like when you compare them to a Barbie from that era, let me see. So yeah, she's not Teresa, but she was the brunette version of a birthday Barbie, so you look at her. So yeah, you can tell that the skin tone is tanner on Teresa. So this is like one of the birthday ones. So yeah, and this is Barbie's standard skin tone. But yeah, they did do the skin tone on some Barbies from the 90s for Teresa dolls, so. Teresa was just always changing skin tones. But yeah, and then we have this Sparkle Beach Teresa, and she's a lot tan. So yeah. But she's kind of chewed up. Her knees do still click. Her feet are, yeah. She's kind of chewed up, but I found her in 2010 and I do like her, so. So yeah. But yeah, I love the Sparkle Beach line. I love the facial screening. I love the, especially Teresa. I love her like shimmery lipstick. It's very nice. I tried to paint her earrings with nail polish because you can see on this one, like most of the silver wore off. So like, I tried to paint them with shimmery nail polish, and I should have just taken the earrings out first. So I'll have to like, because I was trying to work around so that I wouldn't accidentally get nail polish on her face. But yeah, I'll have to pop these out and paint them because her original bathing suit was purple. So, and it was shimmery, so I used a shimmery purple nail polish for her earrings so that they would have some color on them. One thing I always do with the Sparkle Beach Barbies too is usually the necklace is like this, so it's turned over like that. So it's turned over where it's painted. And a lot of times it'll wear off, like the paint will wear off, and not only that, when you turn it over like this, it's got more of a 3D effect now. But for some reason, they always, when they would put these on, the Sparkle Beach dolls, they would put them with the painted side facing up. So I always, it's risky, but I usually pop the head off and then flip the necklace over so that it has more of a 3D effect. But yeah, you can see how this was a doll that I had gotten from the flea market around 2010, and a lot of the Barbies were like super dirty and nasty and stuff, but they were only all $1 a piece, so. And they were Barbies that were a good deal, so I was like, I just want Barbies. Like, I was still trying to build my collection. I had like maybe like 200 something Barbies, all out of box, thrift store dolls. A lot of them were naked, so I was still trying to build my collection back then, so if I saw any dolls for a good deal, I got them. I didn't care what condition they were in. This one I would like to reroute her because her saran... This is one thing about saran hair that I don't like. Look at that. Look at all that broken hair. And each little strand of hair has little like split ends at the end of it. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see, but there's little split ends. And I was doing this with her hair last night, and literally little strands were breaking off. So I mean, her hair feels nice. It's soft, it's shiny, and still very bouncy, but there is a lot of damaged hair on her head because whoever owned this doll played with her a whole lot. So, but yeah, she's even got chew marks all over her like torso and stuff, so. But you know, she was $1 and I wanted to rescue her. She's the long-haired version of Sparkle Beach Teresa. So she originally had her hair in a twist braid. She's one of the variants that has a harder head. So yeah, her head's like smaller and it's harder than a normal one. So yeah. But her face, oh my god. Like, she is stunning. Her face is very simplistic, but very well executed. Very, very nice. And of course, when I found her, her bangs were swooped over like that, so I kept that. I've seen some where they were styled down. I'm not sure if that's how they were originally. But I kind of like them like this, like kind of that, it looks like a cloud or something. So it's kind of like how Totally Hair Barbie has her bangs done. So, but that's that. So, yeah. Okay. I still have the needle in her head. I think I can take that out now. But yeah, by now the hole is like stretched out enough to where I can just pop the eye of the needle through. So, let me look at comments. Let's see. But yeah, Sparkle Beach does have a really pretty face. Let's see. Yeah, I've had to, I've seen people do that. I've seen people have to like blow dry the head so that it makes it softer so that you can actually reroute it. I'm just lazy, so I will like stab the eye of the needle through the head, like through the hole first. It'll stretch the hole out, and then I can flip it around and pop the eye of the needle through. So yeah, I don't always have like, not only that, my hands are very warm a lot of the time, so when I'm handling a doll, the warmth from my hands will usually make the head squishy enough to where I can root the hair in. So I guess I kind of benefit from that. Okay. But yeah, my process does take a little bit longer, like versus the rerouting tool method. So yeah, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this. I don't like to skip holes. Because I used to skip holes all the time whenever I would reroute my dolls. Because I was lazy, and I didn't feel like rooting all those holes, so I would just skip a ton of them. And when I would sift through the scalp, I would see all those empty holes, and it would just bug me. So I've actually rerouted a lot of dolls that... Now we're talking, that was like 2014, 2015, earlier years of rerouting. And when I first started out in 2009, I would literally root the perimeter of... I would root the perimeter of the hairline and just stop, because I was tired at that point, and so I would just put the hair in a ponytail. So, yeah. I would be rooting my dolls like a dollar store doll. Or I would just leave them bald in the middle. Of course, all those dolls that I did that to have since been rerouted, so they've been rerouted. Because I can't deal with that. I don't like seeing these empty holes in the doll's scalp. And I'm a little bit OCD about that, so. But like some people will skip holes because they use really thick plugs. So, you know, in that case, you know, you don't want to root every single hole because your doll's hair could wind up like super freaking thick. And yeah, I've actually rooted some of my dolls. I didn't think you could root a doll with too much hair, but oh yeah, it's possible. I've rooted my dolls overly, like made their hair overly thick before. And at that point, you can't really do anything with it because the hair is so thick that you can't really play with it. It like pushes down on the doll's head, and so she's constantly looking up. Oh yeah. So at some point, you have to know when your limit, like what limit your doll can handle as far as the amount of hair. This doll, I'm making the hair plugs a lot smaller because she has a lot of holes, like a lot of them. And I'm going to be filling every single one of them. I do need to dunk her head in boiling water, though, to shrink some of these holes up because that one's really big, and then you have a big one here. You have a big one over here. So that's what boiling water will do, is it will shrink a lot of these bigger ones down. So that, because if you air into those while they're like that, the plugs will pop right out because the hole is stretched out. So yeah, it's very important to do that. See, I keep thinking that y'all can see over there. Let me see, I gotta periodically check the comments because my screen doesn't always keep up with them, so. Okay. Yeah, I just missed a bunch of them. Ow. Freaking shoulder. Let's see. Yeah, see, that's one reason I do this is so, like, well, I watched, like, Marina on Poppin' Atelier, her channel, and she does the rerouting tool method, and she uses, like, a tacky glue or something. People have said that that glue, you, like, can't get your doll's hair wet after you use that, because it'll dissolve the glue. But I kind of understand why she uses it, because, they're dolls that are going to be displayed. They're not really going to be play dolls, but I do this method because, you know, I can get the doll's hair wet afterwards. I can wash her, I can style it, I can play with the hair. Like, I am rerouting this doll so that I can have her as a hair play doll. So I can, because I'm going to be messing with her hair a lot. But, you know, if it's a doll that you're not going to be messing with a whole lot, then I can understand why some people will do the reroute tool method and use glue and all that. Like, one of the people I'm subscribed to, Selena, she uses hot glue and stuff, so that's more of a permanent solution. So, but like if you, like some of that tacky glue and stuff, it looks a lot like Elmer's glue. That stuff could potentially dissolve, but if it's just a doll that's going to be on display, then I get it. Let's see. Yeah, whenever I started out rerouting, I would just perimeter of the scalp and be done. I was like, I'm tired. Throw it up into a ponytail and call it a day. Yeah, I'm trying to look at comments in my tripod. Yeah, my tripod's not having any of it. It is just being very ornery. Let's see. Yeah, Palm Beach. I used to pretend Palm Beach Barbie was Britney Spears. Um, See, I always thought she looked like Britney Spears, like kind of, even though she has green eyes and everything. Just her Y2K aesthetic and all that. She just made me think of Britney Spears. I don't know, like something about her. A lot of the Barbies back then gave off Britney Spears vibes. And when you look at the face mold, like the Generation Girl face mold itself gives off Britney vibes. So, like something how her face was painted, stuff like that, and her hair. Jewel Girl definitely gives off Britney vibes. Um, what is it? Trendy Bendy Barbie. She gives off Britney vibes. Um, Secret Spells Barbie definitely gives off Britney vibes. The Swan Lake Barbie, the Odette Swan Lake Barbie, like her face and her hair, makes me think of Britney Spears in that music video Stronger. So yeah. Yeah, I have the Rosie O'Donnell Barbie. She was a Barbie that I really wanted because my grandma and I used to watch the Rosie O'Donnell show when I was growing up. And I remember you had to call in to get that doll. And so I remember begging my grandma to get me that. So yeah. Oh, the original hair fiber for Totally Hair Barbie, the original Totally Hair Barbie has Kanekalon hair. And the reproduction has polypropylene hair, so. But yeah, the OG Totally Hair Barbie has Kanekalon hair. Like doll grade Kanekalon hair. There we go, that's a little bit better. I've got like a pile of dolls over here and I'm like trying to put my elbow up here. But I do have one of the newer Totally Hair Barbies. Like I need to do a review over her. So, yeah, I do have one of the new ones. I didn't think I was gonna like her as much as I do, but and she's a curvy doll that has heels. I mean, come on. Or I think I actually did a review over her. Yeah, I did. Okay, never mind. I'm forgetting my own reviews that I've done, so I have done a review over her. So, but yeah, I was thinking about this Stacy. I still have to do a review over her and all her accessories. This is Mermaid Power. So, yes, I love her screening too. Oh my god. And she has a little beauty mark and everything. Like I said in my review, if y'all have seen that, I'm glad they used a completely different facial screening for this head mold. So yeah. How do I... Let me see. No, I'll look that. I've actually got the TV. I'll just look up one of my videos. Because there's a video, I've actually done a video on how to straighten, like boil wash, Kanekalon braiding hair. So, let me look through my stuff. Okay, your videos. It's showing that I'm live. That's fun. I know, I'm just being weird. Okay, let's see. Because I know I don't know how to exactly spell it off the top of my head. Like if I were in a spelling bee and someone asked me to spell a word like right there on the spot, I wouldn't be able to do it. Okay. It's spelled C-A-N-E. So Cane. So C-A-N-E. K-A-L-O-N. So cane or can, so you say can, and the E is so connect, and then Canecolon. So C-A-N-E, or not C-A-N-E, sorry, K-A-N-E, K-A-N-E. K-A-N-E-K-A-L-O-N. I don't know where I was getting C, but no, it starts with a K, so Canecolon. So K-A-N-E-K-A-L-O-N. There we go. I can't even spell words when I'm looking at it on screen, so. Because I tried to say that it was a C. So yeah, that's how you spell it. Some people will say Kencolon, but I just say Canecolon. So it's not connect-alon or something. Let me see. My phone keeps asking me to rotate the device. It's like, rotate your phone. But yeah, that's what fiber totally hair. A lot of 90s Barbies have Canecolon hair. It's personally my favorite hair fiber. A lot of people hate it, but it can be a very tedious fiber to work with, but this one has Canecolon hair, and what I love about it is it's very, like, flowy. It doesn't stick together, so it's not very stringy. It doesn't look oily or anything. And when you can boil wash it and stuff, it actually turns out really nicely. It doesn't require a whole lot of heat to get it to go straight. You don't have to have rapidly boiling water. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. There's probably going to be a mess in the background, but... Okay, so... This is one of my favorite things to do with Canecolon hair. This is one of the reasons, not only can you boil wash it really nicely, like you can have the doll with the most frizziest, nappiest, nastiest hair ever. And I'm sorry I said nappy, like some people said to me that that was an offensive term, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah. You can have a doll with Canecolon hair, it's like the most frizziest matted ball ever. And by boil washing it, like once you detangle it, you can make it look like this. But one of my favorite things to do with Canecolon is to take it, like when I've repaired it and everything, is to do this. A lot of the times it'll do it better than this one, especially on the 2000s Barbie. I haven't boil washed this one's hair in quite some time, so. But I like how you can take it like this and it will just kind of fan out. Actually, here, let me see. I've got a specific doll in mind, but yeah, I'd have to boil wash this one's hair again to make it do the effect that I want it to. Let me go get another doll to show you one. Not a whole lot of people know this, but it's truly mesmerizing when you can get Canecolon hair to do that. I'll put my stuff here. I will put my doll right there so you can look at her pretty face. And she does not want to cooperate. So yeah. But yes, Canecolon and nylon, like high quality nylon hair, like what I'm using to reroute this doll with. Those are my two favorite. What would be my other? I guess Saran. But like I said, the only thing I don't like about Saran is, you know, it can get breakage. At least newer Barbie, like newer Saran hair. The best Saran hair. The best Saran hair, in my opinion, is what 80s Barbies had. It's a lot like nylon. It's a lot like high quality nylon hair. So you can literally do the same thing with this. See how I'm pulling on it and it's not breaking? Yeah, and this is saran hair. Um, I guess somewhere in the late 80s, early 90s is when they started cheapening out on the saran hair, and newer saran hair can only take so much. Like, once it's damaged, there's nothing you can do to revive it. I mean, Exhibit A, I mean, the Sparkle Beach Teresa, you can literally see all these little broken hairs. So yeah, this is like newer saran. So I'm guessing this is like a cheaper alternative to what they were using in the 80s, but this is a lot like nylon hair. Very durable, very nice. And the only problem is with saran, even the 80s saran, it oxidizes and goes a dingy yellow, so that's the only downside. But it's, as everything else, like 80s Barbie saran hair is superior. Like, it is a lot like nylon, so it's superior to the more modern saran hair. Yeah, and even this Ariel doll, she has newer saran hair, but it's kind of hit or miss with like newer saran. Like, some will be really nice, and some will feel really like the newer Totally Hair Barbie. And what did oh, okay, she's over here. So yeah, the newer Totally Hair Barbie has saran, but it's like when I'm doing this with it, it's not as smooth. Like, it's kind of like sticking to itself, and it's kind of waxy. Like, watch this. So I'm gonna take the hair. I'm like barely applying any pressure on it, and it's like catching onto my fingers. So that's like the waxiness of the hair. Like, this is an older doll, so with her hair, it is more smoother. Get split ends and breakage and stuff, but like, I'll take a section of her hair and watch this. See, my fingers run through it a lot easier. So, and I'm wondering if they're like putting a wax coating on like the individual strands or whatever. I don't know, but her hair does not feel as nice as that Ariel doll. And it definitely doesn't feel as nice as like a 90s Barbie, like Sun Sensation Barbie. Her hair is super smooth, like, and it's very shiny. So it's very nice. Stacy, on the other hand, let me see her. She has saran. I don't know what the pink is made of. It might be polypropylene. I don't know, but it is really smooth, so I don't know what it's made of, but her hair is kind of like the Totally Hair, but it's a little smoother. So it's kind of a hit or a miss with newer saran hair. Some of it will feel kind of tacky and waxy and gross, and some of it will be a little bit more smooth, so it's kind of a hair or miss. But I'll go get that doll with Connect Clone hair and show everyone what I'm talking about. I'll even get like one that I've rerouted. Okay. I couldn't help it. I got multiple dolls. But I just really want people to see what I'm talking about and why, me personally, why I like Connect-On hair so much. Now I used to be like I used to be like all the naysayers. I used to hate Connect-On because I didn't know how to deal with it back then. Like I hated how it would frizz and get all wiry and stuff. But once I learned about boil washing, that was a huge game changer. Okay, so these dolls' hairs were kind of messy. But this is a doll that I got at the flea market. Some people call it a car boot sale in other countries. But she was one that was literally just lying on a pile of Barbies at the flea market. And she was broken and dirty and all that stuff. She would have been a doll that someone would have probably thrown away. But I fixed her up. See, I literally have to have it at this angle to do this. So this is her Connect-On hair. And just like, but no, my favorite thing to do with Connect-On hair is to take it like this and look at that. Oh my Lord. Like how it does that. Jeez. Like, I just love how airy it is and how flowing it is. It doesn't look greasy or oily or stringy. None of that stuff. And like how it moves is just freaking amazing. So yeah, her hair was, you would have thought her hair was beyond repairable, but no. So yeah, this doll, I did paint a top on her like years and years and years and years ago. But when I found her at the flea market, she was literally just half of a doll. I just so happened to look over and I found this part of her mermaid body, but it didn't have a fin, but I found a fin from one that was severely damaged and I gave it to her. So she was my first bubbling mermaid Barbie ever, but like the hair when you do this, just like, that just mesmerizes me. And whenever you have it all with Connect-On hair and you're moving her under the water, like how it flows around. So yeah, I just absolutely, and like I can blow on her. Oh my Lord, like literally. It's like a shampoo commercial or something. But yeah, that is one thing I love about Connect-On. Oh my God, I could just do this all day, literally. Ugh. And it's so freaking soft too. Like when I see people unboxing like 90s Barbies and 2000s Barbies, the first thing they always say when they're unboxing a doll with Connect-On hair is, oh my God, the hair is so freaking soft. And I'm like, I know, right? Like, ugh. Like, Jesus. And I'm missing comments again. Let's see. Yeah, see, what I might do with some of my dolls that their hair feels waxy is I might just put some Goo Gone on it and leave it for a while. That seems to help with dolls that I have with saran hair that have had glue leakage. Their hair afterward will feel so much better. So, yeah, you can get a lot of really pretty colors with Connect-On hair. But yeah, just freaking, and the fan is blowing in here, like the fan is on, like the ceiling fan is on, so it's blowing her hair, so it's like, oh my lord. So there's that one. And then we have this Pretty Flowers Barbie. I gotta fix her hair real fast, because it's a bit of a mess, because she's been stored with all my other dolls. For those of you who don't know, I don't like have my dolls on shelves or anything. I have them in containers and whatnot. So, but this was another, like, my first experience with brand new Kanekalon hair was back in 2002 when I got Sunshine Day Barbie, the Sunshine Day brunette Barbie from 2000. The box date was 2001. And the moment, like, the air conditioner was on in my grandma's car, and so that there was air blowing, so it was like, as soon as I took her out of the box, it was blowing on her hair, and it was just magical. But as soon as I took, like, you know, the older Barbies from the 90s and whatnot, they would have, like, a zip tie on their hair that you would have to, like, so there was, like, a piece of plastic here, and there was one there, and you would have to, like, peel it open. As soon as I did that to the Sunshine Day Barbie brunette doll, her hair just, well, what I'm going to show you on this one, when I got her, did the same thing. So, like, when I took the zip tie off, we were in the car and the air conditioner was blowing on her hair, and as soon as I took her hair out, it just went bam. And I was like, oh my god, what kind of hair is this? It's just so amazing. But that's what this doll did. But literally, it's just like mesmerizing to watch it. Ugh. Just like, wow. I could just do this all day long. It's just amazing. I'm gonna have to do like some slow-mo videos of me just like twirling some of their hair. So yeah, oh. And then another one that I really like is, let's see. So yeah, another one that I like a whole lot, and it's also because of how her hair is cut. So, and the brush that I'm using on her is just running through it like butter, literally. But here we have Palm Beach Skipper. I have 4 of her. So, she was the one I wanted above all the other ones. And just watch her hair. I mean, not only is the color absolutely stunning, it's so vibrant. And when you look at it this way, look, it's like vanilla ice cream. Ugh. But yeah. So when I take her hair and I do that, it's more satisfying to watch it from the back. It's also really hard to do it on camera. Like how it fans like that when you let it go and you release it. Ugh. And like, since her hair is a blunt cut, like the way it moves and everything. Ugh. They need to get rid of polypropylene hair on Barbies. And they need to bring this back. Like, bring that Kanekalon hair in replace of polypropylene hair. Like, please, just give us this back. But yeah, ugh. I could just sit there for hours just doing this. Ugh. And then there's a doll that I have rerouted. She is naked, so you'll have to excuse that. But she is a doll that I rerouted with braiding Kanekalon hair. And a lot of people, when they see my reroutes with this type of hair, because it's such a shiny, glossy hair fiber, and the hair fibers are thicker, a lot of people think it's nylon or saran when they see it. And it blows my mind too. But this is a Dance and Twirl Barbie that I rerouted with Kanekalon braiding hair in the color white. And just look at that. It's so angelic. Like, are you serious right now? Like, girl. Ugh. And of course you can do the same with her. Oh my gosh, the way it moves. Ugh. So yes, now you know why Kanekalon is my favorite hair fiber. Not only is it a lot easier to restore than saran or nylon or polypropylene hair. Definitely, everything is easier to restore than polypropylene hair. let's just put that out there. But now y'all know why I like Kanekalon so much. Because it is just freaking gorgeous. And I will admit, it's not always the easiest hair fiber to deal with. It takes a lot of patience to be able to work with this type of hair. But it's just, oh my lord. So angelic. And I could just sit here and do this. The way it moves. Ugh. And so yeah, I've done the same technique on this one, going back to rerouting. So I have done the same technique on her. And because the Kanekalon braiding hair is so long, when you get it, you can do the knot in the middle method like I have done here. You can see all the knots. So yeah, and you can get length as well. So now this hair was longer whenever I rooted it, and it was like down to here. But I didn't want it to be that long. I wanted it to be closer to her original length. So I did cut it, and I went in and I layered it and stuff like that. So, but just, I can't, I just can't get over it. It's just, wow. Now, I will admit, sometimes polypropylene hair, there are different grades of polypropylene hair. If it's a better quality, you can actually get it to where it can do this, like to where it can behave like this. And like if you boil wash it and flat iron it and stuff like that, you can actually get it to turn out rather nice. But my main issue with polypropylene hair is it can degrade over time. It will dry rot and disintegrate. So yeah, I would just rather not have my dolls rooted with something that is a ticking time bomb, basically. Like, you don't know when it's like you know it's probably going to go bad, but you just don't know when. So I would just rather have something that will last, something that will have longevity. So yeah. And of course my hair is buried under a pile of dolls. Yeah, I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Jeez. But I'm telling you, I can talk someone's ear off about dolls. Like, if you want to talk about dolls, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Like I have done for about 2 hours. And sometimes I can get on people's nerves by talking about dolls. Because it is something that I can just keep doing. Okay, so I'm gonna get some more hair. Okay, so I have done that. So you just put it through the eye of the needle if you get it wet. Pull it through like that. That easy. It is really, that is really all there is to it. And then you just go in the one right next to it. Slide the eye of the needle through. Yeah, see, the knot did come out the bottom because the hair is still kind of, you know, just pull on. When that happens, you just, oh wait. Oh. I rooted the wrong, okay. I forgot what I was doing. Okay, never mind. If you do that, see, I got confused as to where I was rooting the hair in. So yeah, I jumped from this hole right here all the way down to there. I didn't even realize it, but if that does happen, let me see. So I can very easily just go in. I mean, you wouldn't have to do this. You could probably just leave it, but I'm so OCD that I'm not going to leave it. So I'm actually gonna go in. And let me see if I'm pulling on the right one. I don't wanna undo what I've already done. So I can literally just go in. I can literally just pull this one out. I'll redo this one. Okay, so I'm gonna focus in on that. Okay, so I'm not going from here all the way down to there. Because if you do that, then you're gonna slightly lose a little bit of length on your hair plug. But you know, it is just one, so you're not really gonna be able to tell, but again, I am OCD. I'm not just gonna be able to let that slide, so. So we go in, pull it through, go in the one next to it, or actually, no, I'll go into that bottom one right there, underneath it. Push it in. And pull it through. So. But I think that is pretty much where I'm going to leave off tonight, because I've been on here 2 hours. And I don't want to keep anybody on here any longer, because I'm pretty sure some of you probably are getting up, like it's maybe in the morning, or you're going. So yeah. I'm going to end it right here. This is what I know. I didn't get a whole lot done because of conversation and stuff, so sorry about that, but yeah, thank you guys for joining in and having conversation. A lot of you showed up and gave me lots of thumbs up, so thank you a lot for that. Thank you for listening to me ramble. But yeah, I'm going to call it a night because it is, what time is it here? 1:28 a.m. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you everyone for participating and just being awesome. And y'all are some of the best subscribers ever. So thank you guys for watching. More videos to come. And remember to stay true to you. Good night. Let me see if I can remember how to turn this off. Okay, here we go.